Welcome to LMU Community TV News. I'm Allison Barnett. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at the stories we have for you today. An RJ man is behind bars after police say he assaulted officers during an arrest. Pineville police arrested 50-year-old Michael Gambrel on Sunday and charged him with 3 counts of third-degree assault and first-degree possession of a controlled substance. According to the citation, police responded to a complaint at the high-rise apartments about a driver passed out outside his car. Officers found a needle with an unspecified drug substance during a search and placed Gambrel under arrest. When police tried to handcuff him, Gambrel pushed one officer away and punched another in the face. The citation states that 3 officers on scene used reasonable force to detain him. Gambrel was also charged with second-degree disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, third-degree terroristic threatening, and menacing. Gambrel is being held at the Bell County Detention Center without bond. Citizens across the United States took time to honor those who have served in the military on Veterans Day Sunday. Several schools in the area celebrated the holiday on Friday with Veterans Day programs. At Claiborne High School, veterans were served breakfast in the morning before being treated to an hour-long program in their honor. Students performed a flag-folding ceremony and recognized each branch of the military while the band performed their fight songs. 3 students were sworn into the military at the end of the ceremony. The special guest speaker was First Lieutenant John E. Seaback. He was a frontline medic in Iraq when he suffered serious brain trauma. The experience inspired Seaback to study traumatic brain injury research. He earned a Bachelor in Science in Biology and Agriculture Biotechnology at UK and holds a doctoral degree in Anatomy and Neurobiology at the university. Seaback is also a student at LMU DCOM and was awarded the National Student Researcher of the Year from the Council of Osteopathic Student Government Presidents in 2017. 3 members of Bell County returned home from Alabama as some of the top burger chefs in the world. Travis Moody, John Day, and Richard Smith of Redneck Riviera placed 9th in the burger finals of the World Food Championships on Sunday. Redneck Riviera placed using their Hail to the King burger consisting of peanut butter, bacon, Gouda, and Bo's burgers. Because they placed top 10, Redneck Riviera are automatic qualifiers for next year's event and received $500. Nurse practitioners across the country will be celebrating more than 50 years of practice as part of National Nurse Practitioner Week. The week-long recognition for nurse practitioners is designated by the American Association of Nurse Practitioners. Both family nurse practitioners and psychiatric mental health practitioners provide holistic, comprehensive health to patients across their lifespan. In the United States, there are approximately 248,000 nurse practitioners, with an additional 23,000 students graduating each year. At LMU, the Master of Science and Nursing program launched in August 2006 with the Family Nurse Practitioner concentration to offer nurses further education options. Nursing remains one of the largest undergrad majors at LMU. Now let's take a look at your community calendar events coming up over the next couple of weeks. First Christian Church of Middlesboro will host the annual Community Thanksgiving Worship Service at 3 p.m. on November 18th. The service will feature a wide variety of gospel, vocal, and instrumental music with participation from Binghamtown Baptist Church, Covenant United Methodist, First Baptist of Middlesboro, and many more. Also participating will be Todd Spangler. Everyone is welcome. Now's a look at your community calendar. We're now moving on to your LMU Community TV News 5-day weather forecast. Tuesday is looking to start off with a 60% chance of showers with a high of 38. As the day progresses, the chance of rain will decrease to 5% and the temperature will decrease to 37 degrees. Looking at your 3-day planner, Wednesday will have a 40% chance of afternoon showers with a high of 45. Thursday will have a 90% chance of rain with a high of 44. Moving to your 5-day, Friday will have some clouds, but as the day progresses, the sun will make its way out. There will be a 10% chance of rain with a high of 47. Saturday will be mostly sunny with a high of 51. That was a quick recap of your 5-day forecast, but stay with us. It's coming up after the break. Brandon Burke will be bringing you your sports report right here on LMU Community TV News.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shields, and I'm a physician and the medical director at LMU Medical Clinics. This is a brief announcement about keeping LMU and you healthy during the upcoming flu season. Influenza, or flu for short, is a virus that causes fever, body aches, and upper respiratory symptoms like cough, runny nose, and sore throat. It is transmitted through the air and can even be spread on objects touched by someone who has the flu. The virus spreads easily from person to person and is most active from October through March. There are 3 things you can do to prevent becoming ill with the flu. First, get vaccinated. The most effective way of preventing the flu is to get the flu vaccine every year. The vaccine does not give you the flu or make you sick. The vaccine may not be 100% effective, however, it does offer significant protection and lessen the symptoms should you get the flu. The CDC recommends everyone 6 months and older be vaccinated before the flu season begins. Number 2, wash your hands. Stop the spread of germs and protect yourself with frequent hand washing with soap or alcohol-based hand sanitizer. And third, if you are sick, stay home. Should you become ill with flu-like symptoms of fever, sore throat, cough, limit your contact with others. Schedule an appointment as soon as possible with LMU Medical Clinic or your healthcare provider. There are antivirals that may be indicated if started within 48 hours of symptoms. Stay home until you are fever-free for 24 hours without over-the-counter medications like Motrin or Tylenol. I'm Dr. Shields, and this has been a brief announcement about keeping LMU and you healthy during the upcoming flu season.
What do we know about learning? It takes place beyond the pages of a book. We learn by exploring, by trying new things, by connecting, by sharing. We learn by taking chances and dreaming big. At Lincoln Memorial University, learning is beyond the books. It's everywhere.
Guess what? I have some news for you. There's free food right there, junk food. Do you see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
Fantastic.
So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
Great. It was good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a lot? Go visit SaveTheFood.com for more information. Thank you. Junk food time!
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back. One of the most incredible weekend performances in the history of Lincoln Memorial Athletics headlined the NCAA Southeast Regionals on Saturday and Sunday. The Lady Railsplitters soccer team advancing to the round of 16 thanks to consecutive victories over Lander and Carson Newman in the most dramatic finish imaginable. Here's a summary of Lincoln Memorial's weekend. 220 total minutes of action, 2 straight penalty kick shootouts, all 10 scores of which were converted, and a trip to the Southeast Regional Championship match for the first time in 14 years. LMU kicked off their historic weekend on Saturday, a day later than their planned opening round bout against Lander, thanks to heavy rain on Friday in Jefferson City. In the first ever meeting between Lincoln Memorial and the Bearcats, both squads pulled no punches, with LMU blowing a late 2-0 advantage that Itzel Ballesteros and Jessica Crivero had created. Scoring in the 19th and the 66th minutes on Saturday, Lincoln Memorial's lead quickly vanished by virtue of 2 Lander strikes in the 69th and 83rd minutes. Once overtime could not decide things, though, and a second one could not either, then it was an ultra-dramatic penalty kick shootout. LMU going a perfect 5-5 to move on and force a rematch with Carson Newman on Sunday in the Southeast Regional semifinals. Taking on the 14th ranked and 2nd seeded Eagles in their backyard just 7 days after dethroning them for the South Atlantic Conference tournament title, the Lady Railsplitters Splitters beat their rivals again, this time a 1-1 tie over 110 minutes, allowing for more PKs. Carson Newman drew first blood just 20 minutes into the postseason matchup, although Crivero evened the odds 17 minutes later, the 19th goal of the season for the freshman phenom. Neither side could provide the equalizer over the remaining 73 minutes, including overtime, and in a duplication of the previous afternoon's events, Lincoln Memorial won the PK battle 5-3 to move on to the Sweet 16. LMU's combination of Crivero, Fabian Locher, Rachel Taylor, Gabby Garcia, and Amanda Perez were flawless in the clutch to convert all 5 of LMU's PK chances, as was goalkeeper Anne-Marie O'Connell, following up a career-high 9 saves against Lander with 5 more on Sunday, continuing what's been an absolutely sensational postseason for the Lady Rail Splitters, winners of 8 in a row, their first appearance on the way in the regional title contest since 2004, only 2 years removed from a program-low 3-win season and being picked 9th in the SAC awaiting this season. Exiting Jefferson City with their national championship hopes still intact, Lincoln Memorial aims to get one step closer to that goal when they go head-to-head with the number 3 team in the nation on Friday, Columbus State. The Cougars reaching a bye past the first round of the NCAA tournament before blowing out Flagler in round 2, 4-0. Battling 17-0 and 2 CSU in Clinton, Mississippi at a time that has yet to be determined, you can visit www.lmurailsplitters.com for more details on LMU's heart-stopping weekend as one of the 16 teams left vying for the national title. And it was another wild weekend for the Lincoln Memorial women's volleyball team down in Hartsville, South Carolina, equaling the women's soccer club in that it was 2 games in as many days for the Lady Rail Splitters, reaching the SAC championship outing in the end, only to come up short at the hands of 24th-ranked Wingate. Third-seeded LMU had pushed second-seeded Anderson, their opponent on Friday in the semis, to the limit on more than one occasion in 2018, and in their biggest match of the year, the Lady Rail Splitters pulled the trigger this time, coming back from a 2-0 set deficit to win a 5-set thriller. Coming just inches away, but ultimately falling in the opening 2 frames, 26-24 and 27-25 to the Trojans, LMU avoided a potential Anderson match point in set 3 to stay alive, 26-24, all 3 periods requiring extra points. The blue and gray fed off their SAC foe once more in set 4, 25-22, and dealt the Trojans a dose of cruel irony in the 5th stanza, winning 15-7 as Anderson beat LMU in their last meeting in Harrogate in 5 sets after trailing 2-1. With 66 total kills, a career best 22 of them coming from Riley Storms, and a monster double-double from Erica Whitaker at 36 digs and 10 assists, along with a handful of other notable performances, Lincoln Memorial advanced to their 3rd league title bout in school history, all 3 of them coming against Wingate, but the story stayed the same. The Bulldogs pulling out a grueling 4-set contest to win their 11th conference tournament in the past 13 seasons. Wingate surged out in front at the start for a 25-17 first set win, although the second set will go down as perhaps the most amazing in LMU history. The Lady Rail Splitters, despite letting an 18-3 lead slip away, winning at the frame's conclusion 41-39, the longest single set ever in NCAA Division II women's volleyball. Unfortunately, LMU's fatigue set in over the final 2 sets, allowing the Bulldogs to emerge victorious 25-11 and 25-16. Lincoln Memorial unable to overcome a staggering 73 kills from the eventual SAC champs. Although coming out on the losing side of the conference title event, the Lady Rail Splitters' resume, that of a 20-9 record, gains them entry into the big dance, securing the number 7 seed in the 8-team Southeast Regionals, punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament for the 7th time in school history and their 2nd in the past 3 years. Just getting there has only been half the battle for LMU, as they'll search for their first win in the NCAA tourney since 2008 on Thursday, facing 2nd-seeded USC Aiken at 2:30 p.m. right back in Cuddy Arena in Wingate, North Carolina. And the 2-game theme for Lincoln Memorial over the weekend was also present for both LMU basketball teams, both in neutral locations for a conference-merging season-opening tournament, starting with the Lady Rail Splitters' 48-hour slate in St. Augustine, Florida, for the Southeast Region crossover held at Flagler College. The term career high will be thrown out several times over the next few minutes, as head coach Crystal Evans' squad had several of those in the Sunshine State, although 2 of them could not stop a fourth-quarter rally from the Flagler Saints on Friday night, a 78-70 victory for the hosting school. A career-best 19 points from junior Sydney Duggins and another career high in points from sophomore Maggie Jackamsuk with 14 kept the short-handed Lady Railsplitters within striking distance, leading the way over Flagler for the majority of the first half, only to succumb to a 29-17 game-closing run by the Saints to drop to 0-1 on the year. Luckily, LMU's confidence never faded the following afternoon, this time grabbing the W against Georgia Southwestern at the same gym, blowing out the Hurricanes from start to finish for a 94-76 triumph. 3 more career highs led the way for the Blue and Gray in day 2 across the scoring department. Rachel Griffith with 22, Addie Kirkpatrick with 17 points next to 10 rebounds, and Sydney Newsom almost collecting a double-double as well on 16 points and 9 boards. Add in 16 more points from Rachel's senior sister Emily Griffith, and Lincoln Memorial heads comfortably into their 3rd game of the year this Wednesday, again on the road. LMU will hope their 49% shooting efforts from the weekend continue in non-conference action in the middle of the week against Southern Indiana in Evansville, tipping off at 7 p.m. And the 3rd-ranked Railsplitter men's basketball team would also go 1-1 over the weekend in neutral competition, an uncharacteristic early loss sending LMU into a week off into a sour note. Lincoln Memorial participated in the SAC versus Peach Belt Conference Challenge in Aiken, South Carolina, and things started off great for the Blue and Gray, an 82-61 victory over the Lakers of Clayton State on Friday in a rematch of last season's Southeast Regional semifinals. The result would be the same of that contest in March as the Railsplitters smothered the Lakers in the opening half for a 51-23 advantage, cruising from that point on. A 43% shooting cushion was more than enough for LMU to capitalize on the 21-point W. Redshirt junior point guard Cornelius Taylor providing a team-high 22 points, along with 8 rebounds and 5 assists. 4 other Railsplitters posted double-digit scoring efforts in game number 1 of head coach Josh Schertz's 11th season. Cameron Calhoun with 11 next to 5 rebounds off the bench. Anthony Brown with a double-double of 10 points and 10 boards. Xavier Bledson with 10 points and 11 boards, and Julius Brown also adding 10. LMU's play turned sloppy in the second half of the weekend, however, opening the door for an upset at the hands of USC Aiken. The Pacers gaining a 79-68 win to drop the Railsplitters to only their 2nd opening weekend loss in the Schertz era. Only able to muster a 38% clip in field goal attempts, including a dreadful 10 of 27 mark from three-point land to go with 17 turnovers, LMU trailed for most of the day, Taylor leading the scoring efforts once again with 25 points on 6 rebounds. Redshirt freshman Cameron Henry was the only other Lincoln Memorial player in double digits, however, landing 14 points next to 9 boards, and the Railsplitters will have 7 full days to correct their mistakes before returning to action next Saturday. Still on the road and still in non-conference competition, LMU makes a long drive to the other side of the state, Memphis, Tennessee to be exact, next weekend, facing Christian Brothers at 3:00 p.m. Eastern Time. And we came into Friday night with only 2 teams still suiting up around the tri-state area in regards to high school football. And after round 2 of Kentucky's postseason and round 1 of Virginia's, there remains only 1. The Bell County Bobcats advancing while the Thomas Walker Pioneers were cast away. Despite a fantastic regular season for TW with a 7-3 record, the Pioneers were forced to visit Grundy in the first match of the playoffs last Friday. No match for the Golden Wave, a 55-13 season-ending loss in one of the better seasons of this decade for Thomas Walker. That leaves Bell County as the only one still breathing, and in the second weekend of the Class 3A bracket for the Bluegrass State, the Bobcats turned a very intriguing outing with Breathitt County into a rout, emphatically defeating those Bobcats 40-7. Putting BC at 11-1 and firing on all cylinders, the Bobcats have gotten exactly what they wanted as the state quarterfinals turn their head this Friday, and that's a second crack at Corbin, battling the Red Hounds in the round of 8, looking for revenge. CHS was responsible for Bell County's only loss of 2018 back on September 21st by a 45-21 margin, and in an all-out war between 2 one-loss teams, the Bobcats hope to avoid being knocked out of the postseason by their rivals for the second year in a row, the lone school out of the 12 in the region still in contention for a state championship. And last Saturday marked Week 11 in the 2018 NCAA football campaign, and it was one of the games that both teams circle on their calendars when discussing the rivalry between the Tennessee Volunteers and the Kentucky Wildcats. The Battle of the Border seeing its next chapter from Neyland Stadium in Southeastern Conference play. The Wildcats had the better resume entering the SEC scuffle on Saturday, although it was the Vols who came for blood, decimating UK by the score of 24-7, denying Kentucky their first win in Knoxville since 1984. Head coach Mark Stoops' club was ranked 12th in the AP rankings 1 week after getting bumped by Georgia in Lexington, now sliding to 20th after the 17-point setback to the Big Orange. Coach Jeremy Pruitt's second win over a top 25 club in his debut season for Tennessee. Things went from bad to worse for the Cats in the second quarter, the Volunteers turning a 3-0 lead into a 17-0 halftime advantage thanks to a 39-yard Hail Mary touchdown pass as time expired from Jarrett Garantano to Marquez Callaway. UT's sophomore quarterback posted 197 yards through the air, clinching his second TD strike midway through the third to make it 24-0 Vols all over from that point on. Add in a National Defensive Player of the Week performance from defensive end Darrell Taylor, which included 7 tackles, 4 sacks, 1 forced fumble and 1 fumble recovery, and a pair of interceptions from defensive back Marquil Osborne, and Tennessee has their 17th win in a row over Kentucky inside Neyland Stadium and is just 1 game closer to reaching a bowl game at 5-5. Meanwhile, UK drops to 7-3 and will look to regain their composure for homecoming next Saturday against Middle Tennessee State, while the Volunteers stay inside SEC action, still at home, taking on the Missouri Tigers. And that is all for sports over a jam-packed weekend, but stay tuned as more LMU Community TV news is on the way right after this.
So we were walking to school. I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really
smart.
want cheese pizza.
Sometimes her mind wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope I
bad
don't
day
have another bad day at school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
One in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Thanks for watching LMU Community TV News. I'm Madison Barnett, and have a great evening.